If you're PCSing to MacDill Air Force Base, your commute can either make you love living in Tampa or absolutely hate living in Tampa. And the thing is that two neighborhoods that both might look close to base can have completely different commute times because of the bridges and the traffic patterns here, which can get really backed up in the mornings and the evenings, of course, when people are commuting to work. So, in today's video, I'm going to break down the best commutes from where you live to MacDill Air Force Base and some of the areas you might want to avoid if you don't want a crazy long commute. Hi, my name is Celia, and I'm a realtor here in the Tampa Bay area. I post content every week about what it's actually like to live in the Tampa Bay area, what it's like to buy a home here, the best neighborhoods. So if that kind of content interests you, then like this video and subscribe to my channel. The best overall commute score goes to South Tampa. MacDill Air Force Base is in South Tampa, so you're looking at about a 10 to 20-minute commute, which is really nice, not bad at all. And a lot of people like to live in the South Tampa area if they like more of that downtown feel. There's a lot of restaurants and activities. There's always something to do in this area. And it is also such a beautiful part of town, close to the water, lots of great places to walk and grab a bite to eat. However, there are also cons to living in South Tampa, and the biggest one is the prices of homes. Homes in this area are very expensive due to the demand. People want to live close to Hyde Park Village and downtown. So, this is a really popular place, and that hikes up home prices. So, if you want to live in South Tampa really close to base, you're definitely going to be paying a premium for it. The other cons to living in South Tampa is this tends to be an area that has more flood zones that would require you to pay flood insurance. Again, because we are closer to the water. And so it's a little bit harder to find a home that's in flood zone X, which just means you don't have to pay for flood insurance every month. The other con of living in South Tampa is that a lot of homes here are older homes that have been renovated beautifully, and that's a great thing. They have a lot of character, they're very charming, but it's something that you have to be careful with because you don't want to buy something and then have to put a ton of money into it right after you move in to pay for repairs and updates. So it's something that you want to be careful with if you're looking to move to South Tampa and purchase a home. Do your due diligence, get the inspection, of course, and make sure that it makes financial sense for you if you have to make repairs within the first couple of years. The next neighborhood is the best value for families and very popular specifically for military families, and that is Riverview. In Riverview, you're going to be able to get a lot more for your money as far as the size of the home, how new the home is, and the size of the lot, which is very appealing to a lot of families who are relocating here. This is also a very family oriented suburb, and so it's great for military families who are looking to relocate to the area. Riverview does have a longer commute time than South Tampa would. Typically, the commute would take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Really, the trick with having it be more of a 30-minute commute and not 45 minutes is leaving earlier in the morning, and if you can, leaving a little earlier in the afternoon if you have the flexibility to do so. Things can get a little bit dicey with the Selman Expressway if you hit it at the wrong times, but for some families, they feel that this trade off is worth it, again, because of what you're getting for your money as far as the actual property goes. Another popular neighborhood for military families where you get a good amount of value for the money you're spending on a home is Brandon. So in Brandon, you're looking at a similar commute to Riverview, looking at around 30 to 45 minutes, of course, depending on when you leave and what day of the week it is. Some tend to be higher traffic than others, depending on if people are working from home or on Fridays, people are out of town more so. And sometimes military families prefer the Brandon area to Riverview because it can feel a little less congested and less packed. And you still get a lot more for your money than you would in South Tampa. So that's another great option to explore if you don't want to opt for Riverview. Now, the best lifestyle option, if you're someone who really wants to live close to the beach, is St. Petersburg. This is going to give you the best access to be able to go to the beach on the weekends and not have to drive 45 minutes. However, When you live in St. Petersburg, it kind of looks like it's close to base, but remember that you have to cross the bridge in order to get to the Tampa side, and this can be super unpredictable. So the commute could be 25 minutes or it could be an hour. Again, it depends on the day and the traffic, but for some people who really want to live that beach lifestyle, they want to be able to go and not have it take a super long time and be almost like a day trip, then St. Pete is worth it to them. Another honorable mention for great suburbs for families to move to would be West Chase. West Chase is a beautiful community. It's great for families, and you're still getting a good amount of value for the money that you're spending. You won't be seeing those South Tampa price tags there. So, a lot of military families will opt for that area as well, and the commute is typically about 30 to 40 minutes. Now, a couple places that might look and sound close but actually are not. Number one would be the new Tampa area and Wesley Chapel. On a map, it doesn't look too bad, but you're fighting I-75 traffic and it can take a really long time to get to work and get home from work. And you're going to be spending probably like an hour in the car at least. This commute gets really, really old really, really fast. And although these are great places for families to live, they might not be worth it when it comes to commuting to MacDill. Clearwater is another one of those areas where people kind of think, I want to live close to the beach, so I'm just going to live in Clearwater and I'll just drive in. But you have to think about you're commuting over the bridge to get to Tampa, and it can get very, very backed up, especially during rush hour. And so you're looking at least an hour long commute, which probably isn't worth it at that point. If you're willing to drive over the bridge, St. Petersburg would probably be the better option for you. At the end of the day, there really is no one best option. It just depends on what your priorities are. If it is most important for you to be as close to base as possible with a short commute, then South Tampa is going to be your go to. If you're looking for more value, space, a bigger lot, and a perfect place for a family, then Brandon and Riverview are probably the best options. And if you want that beach lifestyle, then St. Pete is probably for you. It's just really important to understand what you can anticipate as far as commute when you are buying or even renting a place near MacDill. If you're PCSing to MacDill and you're trying to figure out where is going to be the best area for you and your family to live in, whether you're going to buy or rent, I would love to help you with your home search. The best way to get in contact and start working with me is to text Tampa to 612 963 8420.